Wow, that is cool.
I always wanted a truck like this.
Right.
So I drew it, and now I built it. There's nothing like the feeling of dragging something home from the weeds and building something that looks like this.
Yeah. Let's see if she'll rock a little. Wow, I love this.
Long time no see. Happy birthday!
Oh my God! Look at oh!
Good looking truck, Lou.
Oh my God!
So we got the carpet in, gauges, new steering wheel, deluxe heater controls, all the holes are plugged on the dash, new headliner. Does this one pass inspection, honey? Introduce you to Aunt Jamie to an American hero. You got it. Peace out.
Buffalo. Buffalo. Buffalo.
Boy, he looked good when he was wet, didn't he? You know what? I think he's gonna wet.
He looks really good with a Teletubby in front of him.
With a what? With a what in front of him? Are you okay? Hey, you're on film right now, you know. A what? What?
You look like a Teletubby.
I have both hands. If I were out in the field working on.
I love you.
Here's my sign of me.
I
This is Walmart. Quit that. We're family friendly.
I know, but I'm gonna pee my pants.
Classic truck rescue. Look at that, folks. It's a beautiful day in Oregon. The trees are blooming. There's a tree that's blooming right there, my project tree. This is my tree that I want to resurrect, save, make better, make it more gooder. Look, those over there are blooming. Spring is a coming. Speaking of which, America, still doing my spring cleaning out here, and part of that is getting my firewood moved out of the building. Firewood stacks attract insects. Cedars repel insects. I'm not going to have the firewood stacked up in there. Plus, I need the room as part of my reorganization. This is where I think the firewood should go. But I got to clean this area up. I call this 3 cedars. 3 cedars. Anyway, I really like this area. I want to put the firewood probably on the other side of it and save this for a little picnic table break kind of area. And I was getting ready to put my tool trailer right there so I can start unloading that stuff and moving it into the Roadhouse garage. But I decided now is the time to trim up 3 cedars, which means, you guessed it, folks, another product review. I only do product reviews on products that Jamie and I need to build the classic truck ranch, and I never take a commission on a product that I do product reviews for. If I put the link in there and give you a way to go look at it, it's because it's a good product. I always let you know when I'm going to do a product review by putting it in the title and the description. Today I'm doing a product review for a company that I've actually come to have some respect for, Wild Badger. Also, the only products you will see me doing reviews on are the products that work. I've unboxed many a product that you've never seen in a product review because it doesn't work. And when I tell the company that sent it that it doesn't work, they get awful hard to get in contact with. So obviously if you're watching this, you already know this is a good tool, or you won't be watching this. I don't know yet, I really don't. But Wild Badger has sent me some good products, and products that Jamie likes too. My electric chainsaws. They liked the first video review so much that they let me do 2 video reviews on the Wild Badger chainsaw. I like it. I use it all the time. It's lightweight. The battery holds a heck of a charge. It cuts through wood like butter. And then they also sent us a weed whacker, weed trimmer, whatever, battery operated. Jamie loves it because the string lasts forever. For some reason, you never have to replace the string on that. Anyway, I have high hopes for this. This is the, I guess I should have introduced you to before I dove off into the box. I'm kind of excited. I've been waiting for good weather to do this product review. This is the Wild Badger. The Wild Badger Power Straight Shaft 4-in-1 multi-tool. Mango Recto Multi-Hermentia Quattro en Uno. And it comes with, it comes with a brush cutting blade. So it's like a weed whacker. Okay, so 4-in-1 tool. It's a trimmer, it's a pole saw, it's a hedge trimmer. That's 3. A trimmer, pole saw, hedge trimmer,
Brush cutter.
that's only 3. It says 4-in-1. We'll find out about those and other exciting details further into the product review. Comes with a 3-year residential warranty. What if you live in the wilderness? I guess we're residential now that we have a house. This wouldn't have worked a couple months ago. The warranty wouldn't have been good. Jamie and I been living in the wilderness for nigh on 10 years. True story. We're coming out though. All right, this is what's in the box. This is all the trimmer stuff right here. A heck of a big guard. We put the guard on the trimmer too. We're gonna have 2 trimmers now. That's awesome. Anyway, we put the guard on the trimmer, and it wasn't in the way and causing grief like sometimes they tend to do. Here's an Allen wrench and a 2 Allen wrenches and a multi-tool. This tool right here is, you get it with a lot of chainsaws. Most chainsaws come with one of these. And what this is good for is when you're working on the tool and 70-year-old trucks that have flathead screws that are just corroded into the metal and you can't bust them loose with your drilly drill. Not broke yet. Holy cow. Yes. That's why we edit.
You're gonna have to edit.
Yep, not a problem. Trust me, I say more stuff that needs to be edited than most people. So this gives you something to grip. You stick it on there and you crank it and it snaps it loose or it snaps the head off. Instructions. I'll put those in my office for later, and then I'll cut away from this and come back and know everything about this tool. Yeah. Here's the handguard thingy with the thingy. Here's a little box with 1 battery. It says it comes with 2 batteries. Those aren't the same as my other Wild Badger batteries. My other ones are big, but I believe this tool uses 2 batteries at one time. Here's another box. This is probably the charger. Lucky guess on my part. I'll charge this all the way up before we go to work on 3-seaters. It's a manual just for the chargers. Here's the other battery. I'm a legend. Right there. Guess you can only charge one at a time, but you use both to operate the machine. I'm going to get this going. I'll be right back. Okay, the batteries are charging. This is the reel for the trimmer. A shoulder strap. Sometimes I use these. A lot of times they're just a pain. But, yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, this must be the edger. And also I'm looking forward to trying the edger on our driveway, our long driveway that leads to the gate. It's my hope, although you should never do this, but I'm going to try it for promotional purposes only. It's dangerous. Don't do it. But I'm going to try seeing if I can ride Captain Blackjack Schwartz down the driveway and just zzz, with this. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, it's heavy. Let's fix it. I'm never going to put those back on. Don't do that though. Oh, this thing's got a drive shaft in it. That's probably why you keep the caps on the end of it so it doesn't get corroded in there. All right, what's that? Maybe I will put the guards back on this one. Holy cow. This is kind of intricate right here. It's got a little guard that goes all the way around the cutter blade. I can't wait to try that on some brush. That's kind of intricate. Yeah, it's got a little locking mechanism for the guard. This feels like it might be pretty nice. I like that. Here's the tool. The main tool. So, as you can see, I'm not quite finished with the Roadhouse garage yet, although I do have my last workbench built. I'm putting shelving in and a table right here, and then it's time to move the tools in. But here's the head, I guess you would call it. Got a safety lockout thing. But I like where they put it, right where your thumb goes, so you can actually do it with one hand. I will read the instructions. Stop it. Wonder if it goes any specific way. Well, one end has a locking, they both have locking nub things. One has a longer drive shaft sticking out of it than the other. And one of the drive shafts has splines, the other is square. So you can only put it on one way. There's a big square right there. It locks into place, goes on easy. And then I guess you tighten this guy up. I guess. Yeah, no slop there. Oh, I wonder if I was supposed to put this guy on first. Allen head. I will read the instructions. Just sit over there and take a break for a sec. Act like I'm not even doing this. I'll put on some good music.
Perhaps you should read the instructions first.
Oh, the brush cutter. This is the fourth tool. So it's a brush cutter, a weed trimmer, a hedger, and a pole saw. Read your manual.
So do as I say, not as I do.
Because this has a chainsaw and a hedger. I joke around a lot about safety, but I do wear gloves and eye protection, and apparently I'll be wearing ear protection soon. And don't take any safety advice from me. Do what's right. Consult a professional about safety matters. Oh, the shoulder harness attaches right here. So it goes like that. And then the guard goes up front. There's a little nub in the bottom of this piece right here that goes into holes under there. And there's 3 different holes so you can adjust where it goes. I'm going to give it the longest extension just to infuriate Jamie. It's easy to hook up. It's not hard. It's just look at the way it's put together before you take it apart. Let's keep unboxing. I'm getting ahead of myself. And really, read the instructions. I'm going to put this together to do the jobs that I need to do. So that's what you need to do to assemble the tool itself. As far as each of the attachments, read the instruction manual. It's packed full of all the information you need except how to put this back together once you take it apart. Let's finish unboxing. These boxes don't go with this. These boxes. Alright, we're going to do the pole saw last because we're going to leave the pole saw on. So there's another extension for the weed whacker. So the weed whacker goes on the end of this, or the cutting blade. The cutting blade. And it just pops into the end. Oh, you actually have to take this one out. All right. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to change the tools. Pretty easy. So that's what you would do to put the weed whacker on. Locks into place, put your stuff on, whack weeds. Trimmer, hedger. The shaft that is not attached to anything is going to be for your hedger. We're just going to go ahead and put that on and leave it on because it doesn't need to be anywhere else. So each tool has its own drive shaft. We'll call these the drive shafts. Each tool has its own drive shaft. Yeah. And that will make it easy to change between tools because really all you have to do is slide it in, pull this knob, lock it into position. There we go. Some assembly required on the pole saw. will need to tighten that up after you use it for just momentarily. I'd say like 2 limbs, and then you need to loosen this nut up and adjust that a little bit and try to get the bar in the middle of this play right here. But once you have the tension for the chain right where you think it should be, go ahead and tighten this nut down. And then, very important, fill it with chainsaw bar lube. So the pole saw is all assembled. Actually, everything's all assembled because so are the hedger and the trimmer. I'm thinking that hedger probably has some kind of a lubrication. Make sure you read the manual, folks, which I will go do before we use it while the batteries are charging. I'll be right back. Okay, so I ate the manual. I have digested all the material. So the 4 tools are the hedger, the pole saw, the weed whacker, and the brush cutter, which I went ahead and took the liberty of assembling. So all of the attachments are assembled now. I've got my batteries fully charged. We'll slap these on. It's a 2 battery machine. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust this to where it's comfortable for me. Boy, they make it where it'll work on a really big person. A super big person. Which I'm guilty of being, but I've lost 20 pounds. Well, I'm not going to keep going on about that, but I have lost 20 pounds in 3 weeks.
Don't you think it's about time?
I thought that was a significant achievement, and I'm going to lose some more just because. We should have power, folks. Ooh. Let me just scare up some gloves and some eye protection, and we'll go on out here to 3-seaters. All right, I'll be right back, and we'll get something done out here. Before it's all said and done, I'm gonna have to go around here with a ladder and pull down all these dead bushes that were growing up into the trees. These were choking these trees, and it's happening to a lot of the trees that I see out here. But the first thing to do is to cut off the limbs that are encroaching on the area that we want to use. Let's give it a whack, literally.
I see what you did there. Pun.
I'm gonna move these little limbs that are in the way of my ladder. Ow. Now we'll start doing something real. Maybe I should take that nub off. Forgot to put my gloves on. Don't do it directly overhead. That's my advice. I think it's time to move around the tree a little. Oh, look at the little nest. I wonder if it's being used. We'll leave that alone for right now. I'd like to get this. Oh, I don't think that's being used. It has a last year's style to it. Gotta go. Maybe not. But it's not being used. We'll get rid of it and they can come build a new one. See, these bushes were growing like 15 feet up into this tree. We grow the blackberry bushes big here in Oregon, folks. It's all trying to grow back, but it doesn't realize it's getting ready to have some quality time with Mr. Yunkin. There'll be no growing back. I'll try not to pinch this one. You get off of my boat. I'll come and whack some more off of that. A lot off of that. But look at that, 3-seaters, folks. All right, let's go try that hedge trimmer. I don't have any hedges, folks. I don't have a hedge. I just don't, but we'll try that weed whacker out. This did pretty good. I like the pole saw. There we go. Ooh. Wow. All right, let's go check it out. My buddy Tom Roush is supposed to be on his way over. He picked up some rims that were out in his area that I spotted. You don't want to come over here. Go by the shop. Thank you, Tom. You know, those were only on there for 39 minutes when I saw them. I'm doing a product review. My buddy Tom is here. Say hi to the folks, Tom.
Howdy, folks.
Tom is always finding me stuff. This time I found something that was in Tom's neck of the woods that I want. I got a couple of super wide tires for the larger Charger, and I got 2 more super wide ones that are up in Washington at my brother's house, and I realized those are too wide to go on the front. Somebody today put these 4 beauties on the interwebs for 200 bucks for all 4, and that's what I'm used to paying for 2. So they were on there for 39 minutes. I got a hold of Tom. He said he'd go pick them up. Thank you, buddy. He picked them up, brought them out. What a guy. Thank you, brother. How you been? Good. All right, Tom's Delivery Service. Peace out. Tom also occasionally brings me signs. Today he brought me this one. For wide is the path
Leads to destruction.
narrow is the path that leads to light.
Life, and why is the path that leads to destruction?
Narrow is the path that leads to life, and wide is the path that leads to destruction. But also like going through like an eye, threading a needle and a camel. Some stuff, look it up, folks. Narrow pathway, Jamie. Is that a bullet hole? That looks like a bullet hole.
Looks like a bullet hole here.
Getting better. Getting better. Whew. By the way, I cut limbs off one day, put the blade on it, went up and down the driveway using the brush cutter, and did this cutting today, and I'm still on my first charge of the batteries. That's pretty good.